Hello, my friends. Hello. Oh boy. Welcome to Positive Affirmation Tuesdays. Oh gosh. Oh my gosh. Yes. Yes. And the puppies say hello to you too. So, today's topic was going to be accepting real life. And then guess what? I lost the page somewhere in this book. So, I had to accept real life. Okay, the post-it note fell out. So I found us something else, right? Now, so that's first of all. If you joined to accept real life, well, accept real life. I lost the post-it note in the place in the book. So we're just going to move on. For those of you that are watching this later as a video replay, it did originally air as a live stream with live chat interaction. So, occasionally you'll hear me interacting with a chat comment, a person in the chat that you probably can't see that comment. So that's what's going on. I'm not just talking to an imaginary friend. Okay, so today, because I had to jump through a hoop rather fast and find a new topic, today I'm going to read something. Well, hi, Natalie. Hi, welcome. Out of Simple Abundance by Sarah Van Breckmack. And today it's going to be, it's called Acres of Diamonds. I actually have never read this one before. I kind of perused it a few minutes ago, and it looks really interesting. So let's see what we can get out of it. It starts, of course, with a quote at the top. Your diamonds are not far. Your diamonds are not in far distant mountains or in yonder seas. They are in your own backyard if you but dig for them. And that's by Russell H. Conwell. Few motivational talks have influenced or inspired as many people as the famous Victorian lecture that was known as Acres of Diamonds. Russell H. Conwell, a former newspaper correspondent and minister, delivered his speech more than 6,000 times between 1877 and 1925. When it was published, it became an immediate bestseller and a classic in inspirational literature. The story Conwell told in his lecture had enormous appeal. It recounted the life of a Peruvian farmer named Ali Hafed, who sold his farm and left his family to travel the world in search of wealth. He looked everywhere, but he could not find the diamonds he lusted after. Finally, alone and in despair, as a homeless pauper, he ended his own life. His search for riches had consumed him. In the meantime, the man who bought the land from Hafid was grateful for every blade of grass that was now his, and lavished love and hard work on his farm. At night, surrounded by his family and eating the fruits of his labor, he was a contented man. Finally, one day he made a remarkable discovery. In the backyard that Ali Hafed had abandoned was a diamond mine. Literally, an acre of diamonds. The simple farmer became wealthy beyond his wildest dreams. Conwell used this parable to illustrate an extraordinary and wonderful message. Within each of us lies a wellspring of abundance and the seeds of opportunity. For each of us, there is a deeply personal dream waiting to be discovered and fulfilled. When we cherish our dream and then invest love, creative energy, perseverance, and passion in ourselves, we will achieve an authentic success. Where is your acre of diamonds? If you could do anything in the world, what would it be? Yes, that very thing right now that you believe is impossible is possible. Would you open a store, nurture a family, design a dress, write a screenplay? We all have an acre of diamonds waiting to be discovered, cherished, and mined. We all have a place from where to begin. Let your imagination soar, for it is your soul's blueprint to success. On the simple abundance path, you will discover that your own opportunity for personal success, authentic happiness, and financial security is as close as your own backyard. Well, hi, Trisha Fitzpatrick. Happy New Year to you. Um, I don't know if that story, the example for the acre of diamonds, Ali Hafed, I don't know if it's true. It probably is because the writer had formerly been like he worked for a newspaper. So it probably is. And I wonder what old Ali thought, old Ali Hafed, after leaving his farm and venturing out into the world, looking for diamonds specifically to make him a rich man before he came back home. I wonder what he thought looking down as he saw the farmer that farmed the land that he left, found a diamond mine right there in his own backyard. I mean, that's pretty incredible, right? But I do love the metaphor of that whatever it is that you're looking for. It might not be a diamond mine in your backyard, okay, let's face it. But whatever it is that you're looking for is within you. If you want to be a writer, the writing has to come from within you, right? Now, maybe opening a store is maybe a little more complicated because of financial obligations, but still, the desire and the dream and the fortitude comes from within you. It's not enough to just wish for something, right? I mean, look, whenever I see that there's been a lottery winner and I look at like this huge amount of money that they won, and I thought, oh, and I think to myself, oh my God, I wish I could win the lottery. Well, I would need to buy a lottery ticket first. And that's just a fact. I don't buy them. So it's a silly thing for me to envy. I don't think I'm necessarily envying the lottery winnings. I think I'm probably envying maybe what I see is financial security, the ability to kind of help the people that I love achieve their own goals. Hold on one second. No, excuse me, ma'am. No, ma'am. No, ma'am. Thank you. Jemima's desire is to be outside, probably chasing squirrels. I think when I see somebody win the lottery, because I don't want to buy lottery tickets. I'm not really much of a gambler, and I don't think I'm that lucky. I think what I envy is what I believe is, look, financial security, never having to worry about maybe working again or whatever it is. The ability to really to have the funds to do anything that your heart desires, or to help people that you love do that. Because I mean, let's face it, I'm getting old. Really, the only thing that I desire is to chill. That's pretty much it. I just want to chill, and I accomplished that goal most days. So, but I can understand why his speech, and that wasn't his speech. That was just Sarah's uh, kind of consolidating it and putting it into that reading for us, right? I can see why that speech really resonated with people. Trisha says, me too. And I think, because I know Trisha fairly well, I think that what you're saying, me too, is that you just want to chill, right? It's funny because, you know, for me, the older I get, I mean, when I was younger, I was ripping and running and working and going to school and doing all the things and going on vacations with my friends and, you know, going out to dinner with my friends and the movies and just go, and endless energy. And I look back now, it was kind of, you know, a blur, but I was having fun. And now everything is an effort. You know, I mean, I still get together with my friends, but, you know, like I just had girls' night because I was missing the girls. But that was about 3 months since we had all got together, and the last time we had all got together was at a dinner party. And then it was about 3 months before that we had another dinner party. And so what it used to be, I would get together with my friends sometimes three times a week on top of school and work and other things, right? Taking care of the house and adulting, right? Doing those things. Now I just want to chill out. I don't want a lot of stress. I don't want a lot of fuss. You know, I made myself my little chore list and I try to get through it. And then I'm like, okay, where's the remote? Where's the, you know, I just want to chill. I just want to like conserve my energy. Is how I feel, right? Oh, Trisha says, yes, she was talking about. She just wants to chill too. So, but then I have moments where I do still think I have that novel in me. That I could make my business bigger if I put in the effort. And that's the key, putting in the effort. Another key is, do I really want that? Do I really want my business to get really big and then just be a slave to it? Not really. The money would be nice. Money's always nice, right? I mean, money's a necessity. It's a tool that we need to navigate through life. You have to have money to navigate through life. If you want to eat, if you want to have heat in the winter, if you want to have a roof over your head, if you want to have clothes, you have to have money. So it's a tool. Would having more money be nice? Yeah, I would probably treat my friends to a lot more things. But is that enough to make me want to put in a lot of effort to grow my business at 56 years old? Probably not, you know? So I think it's really important to be clear on what it is that you want and what your real goals are and what what the reward is, and what it would cost. And I don't just mean financially. If you went and really pursued the one, if you had to pick like the one singular goal in your life, what would be the reward if you achieved it, and what would be the cost? What would be the cost if you went and sought after that very top, the very, very top dream? So I think it's important to balance that out. Would I like to have a little more money to go do things with friends? Yeah. So I would need to grow my business a lot more. Okay, what would that mean at 56? If I grew it much, much more, I would have to look for help. I would have to train them in resin, which isn't easy. Not an easy thing to master. It's a really easy thing to screw up. I'd have to do a website that people have been asking me about for 4 or 5 years. I mean, just thinking about that makes me feel overwhelmed. 20 years ago, yeah, I would have just gone for it. But I kind of do enough things with my friends. I kind of do things with my friends when we have time and when we want to. And I'm planning a trip with my friends in May for my birthday. So I'm kind of already due. That is something I would probably use the money for, right? It's just to get together with my friends more, treat my friends to more things. Well, I already do that as often as I can. So we're probably going to scrap growing the business, right? That's just not that big of a dream for me. Writing a novel, what would that take? Inspiration. I need to really sit down and be inspired, and I need to be ready when inspiration hits, right? That's not a really big cost. That's just having pen and paper ready and being open to the universe when it sends a creative idea, right? So I think it's important to be clear on what your dream is and why it's a dream. Is it a dream for just personal satisfaction? Is it something that you want to achieve for bragging rights? Is it something that you want to achieve for money or for fame? What is the dream, and why do you really want to achieve it? And is it an old dream? Is it a dream that isn't even serving you anymore? You can't get what you want unless you are really clear on what you want. Can't go in search of a treasure without a treasure map, right? So if there is an acre of diamonds that you're after, like in the reading, first look within. First, really take a look at your life and your surroundings and see if what it is you're looking for is something that you already have. If part of your dream is financial security, and that dream would cost you a lot of time with the people that you love, or it would cost you a lot of energy when you already feel like you're burning the candle at both ends, take a look and see how your finances are right now. Are you reasonably secure right now? Because if you're really doing okay, I mean, do you need the mansion? Do you need 5 new cars in the driveway or whatever it is? Do you need a luxury vacation? Do you need to spend a year at sea? You know? Now, if those are things that are dreams that are really important to you, then just look at the cost and then map it out. But you have to really identify. You say, I want money. Great. What do you want the money for? And how much more do you need? And what would it take to get there? You know, when we get older, I mean, it's important to keep our imaginations vivid and keep our creativity alive. But it's also important to be a little clearer on the direction and what our dreams are, right? You don't have to have a lot of stuff and things to be content. And being content is kind of a sweet spot. You know, happiness kind of comes and goes, and it'll go in peaks, and it'll, it can be a little fleeting, like peace, as we just saw. Contentment is more of a state of mind where you're just content with what's going on. Oh, hi, Sharon. Welcome. Welcome. You missed our reading, but you can always go back and watch this later. So anyway, hello. I have no idea what they are so excited about. But they have run down the stairs to the door, and here they come barreling back up. Who knows what that was about? Anyways, just be, at our age, especially when some of us just want to chill, spend time with the people that we love, reassess those dreams, refine them, reduce them if you have to, declutter them if you have to, simplify them if you have to. You always want to have dreams. We can simplify them from extravagance to something that really just makes us content. I think there's probably somebody out there doing their yard. Oh, and Trisha says that she's decided to declutter this year. I keep meaning to do that. Hold on. I'm going to close that door, ladies. Oh, yeah. Oh, yes, I will. Coachella, Louise. No, ma'am. My goodness, it's like the cavalry. Yeah, I keep meaning to declutter too. I always feel better when I tackle a project. And of course, like I've been spring cleaning like crazy, which I tell you, I always feel better after I do it. And I'm like, I should spring clean like every month because I always feel better, right? Trisha, if you're really deciding to like declutter stuff this year, I don't know if you've heard, there is this thing. It was a big thing, like last year I read a lot about it. It's called Swedish death cleaning. And listen, there were books, there was all kinds of stuff written about this. It was a huge thing. Maybe it still is. I don't know. But for a while it was everywhere. Like every time I opened Google, I swear it was there. And I don't know if anybody else has heard of it. But hi, Mary Lou, how are you? But I think the premise is that when you Swedish, it's called, Trisha goes, death cleaning, LOL. Yeah, it's called Swedish death cleaning. You can look it up, it's a thing. And I believe the premise is go through and get rid of all of your crap. The crap. Seriously. The bins that you haven't even touched in years that are just stacked up in the garage or the attic or wherever, right? And by the way, I heard something, I read or heard something about that too. If you have like those big Rubbermaid storage bins just full of stuff, if you haven't been in it in 6 months, don't even open it, toss it. I mean, unless it's decoration, right? Because then there's a reason you haven't been in it in 6 months. Don't even open it. If you haven't needed it in 6 months, you don't need it. Throw it away. And so Swedish death cleaning is about doing that so that when you do die, your family who's already devastated by your loss isn't having to go through your stuff. Because if you have stuff that you're not using or is just stored in a bin and not because it's decorations, you're just keeping it for some reason, if it doesn't mean enough to you to have it out and to use it, what do you think it's going to mean to somebody else? So that's Trisha's talking about decluttering. Look at Swedish death cleaning, and seriously, because I've got some Rubbermaid tubs down in the back of the studio, and it's not studio stuff, it's just stuff from when I moved 2 years ago, and we just ended up throwing stuff. It's been in those tubs. I'm not even opening those tubs. Tomorrow the bins go out to the curb, and I'm literally just tossing them. Not even messing with them anymore. That's it. I've had it. I'm going to declutter too, because this year is my year of gratitude. And I will be grateful that I don't have those sitting back there. Well, every time I see them, I go, I need to throw those things out. Right? I mean, that's just silly. So, I don't know. I hope some of you have started with your gratitude journal. Remember, Sarah had written 150 often overlooked blessings, and I think we read 10 last week. So I'll read 10 more, and then I'll do our readings out of the year of positive thinking. Okay? So these are our overlooked blessings. There's one. Sinking into a warm, softly scented bath after a stressful day. I used to love taking baths, and I was thinking to myself, I don't know, about a month ago, that I don't know why I don't do it more. Because I would go in there for like hours with the radio, a stack of magazines, wine. That water would get cold. I would empty the tub a little bit, fill it up with boiling hot water. I mean, I would come out a raisin. Seriously, a California raisin. And I thought, why don't I do that? Because it's such a great way to unwind if you don't take your phone in there with you. It's a really good way to unplug. And I thought, why don't I do that anymore? So I went and bought this fabulous, like, bamboo bath shelf. So when you get into the tub, you put it across. And like, they've gotten really fancy. I remember these bath shelves or trays or whatever. And I had them before, but stuff would always get wet or fall or whatever. Now they're like totally expandable. They have a cutout in the wood for like your wine, your candle. They have a little ledge, or I don't know what you want to call it, that you can fold up, that you can put your tablet on, or your book. I mean, fancy. But I got one. And I'm going to pull it out this week because it's still in the box. And it's not doing me any good in a box, right? I'm not any closer to a bath with that thing in a box. So anyway, but that is an overlooked blessing. Getting into that nice hot bubble bath. I like bubbles. Getting in there and just going, hey, I'm on a timeout for a couple hours, at least an hour, right? It feels so good. It feels like you're pampering yourself, like you're loving yourself. And almost nothing feels better than that. So I'm gonna get on that. Number 2, the aroma of something delicious wafting from the kitchen. That is an awesome thing. That is a blessing. I will say I always love it when I have the crock pot out and something is simmering for like 8 hours and the whole house smells like it, or like there's a pot of spaghetti sauce on the stove for hours. I love that. Or something in the, like a big pan of chicken parmesan or lasagna in the oven. There is something so yummy. The feeling is just yummy when you have that right in the house. And if anybody comes over or comes home and that's going on, you can see they're grateful right away, right? That's definitely an overlooked blessing. And on the heels of that, number 3 is not having to cook tonight. That's kind of nice. Kind of nice when I like it when I've made something big, or I've done a bunch of crock pot soups or stews, and I put them in the containers and they're in the freezer, and I don't have to cook. I just pull something out. That is a nice feeling when you don't have to do that. That is a good blessing. Number 4, your boundless imagination. Yeah, that's a good thing. What are we on? 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. When hope is restored. Number 6, following your intuition and being delighted that you did. There's nothing like following your gut and having everything work out okay. Because you told yourself it would be all right and you believed yourself. That's a pretty good feeling, right? Daydreams, reveries, textured technicolor nightscapes of happiness and good fortune that have you awakening with a smile. 12 hours of uninterrupted sleep. I cannot remember the last time that I even had 8 hours of uninterrupted sleep. Breakfast in bed. That is a nice thing. I used to do that a lot. I used to have a bed tray. And on the weekends, I'd make myself sometimes a pretty big breakfast, like bagels, steak, eggs. If I was feeling really extra motivated, I would do like the breakfast potatoes or maybe an omelet, and then put it on the tray and take it all back into bed with me and put something great on TV. I used to love to do that. I don't think I could do that now with the 2 furry monsters. And Natalie says, 12 hours, not here because of Gar. That cat, right? I know, the dogs too. Serenity as you pay bills. There we go, kind of almost circling back to the conversation we had earlier about your dreams, right? And Is the dream motivated by money? Well, how much do you need? Like, there's nothing better than knowing that you have enough and your bills, you know, were taken care of, all your financial obligations are taken care of for the month, and you didn't have to stress or struggle too much to do that. And hopefully there's something a little extra left over so that you can buy a fast tray or a bottle of wine to share with your neighbors, or go on a trip. Even a day trip doesn't have to be a luxury cruise vacation, right? So that's true. Serenity as you pay bills. That's a great feeling. And the last one I'm going to read today is acceptance after struggle. Acceptance is a blessing. I mean, it's always great to just maybe struggle with something and then get the outcome that you really, really wanted after the struggle. But sometimes it's not that kind of a struggle. Sometimes it's an internal struggle. Maybe you're struggling with somebody else's behavior. Maybe you're struggling with something that happened in the past, which you can't change. You're just struggling. You're just wearing yourself out with it, right? Same thing with somebody else's behavior. You're struggling with it, but you can't change it. You can only change your interaction with that person or change the relationship with them. You cannot change that person's actions, right? When you struggle and struggle and struggle and struggle and struggle, and then you come to a place of accepting that it's not your problem to fix, it's not within your power, and you have no control to even fix it. When you get to that place where you just release the struggle, and when you release the struggle releases you because it doesn't have a hold on you anymore. And so when you accept, sometimes you might have to just accept that you've done as much as you can do in the situation, in the relationship. You've done everything on your end. And if you've done everything you can on your end, stop struggling. Stop struggling. Because you can't, the game tug of war, where people aren't on each end and you're trying to, you can't be on both ends of the rope. So you can't do everything that you can do on your end and on the other person's end too. You cannot be on both ends. So sometimes the acceptance is realizing I have done everything I can do, or what I'm struggling with, there's nothing for me to do. That's on them. But when you know that you've done everything that you can and the situation isn't improving, it's not going to improve no matter how much more energy you invest, how much more time you invest in it, you gotta stop struggling. You gotta drop it and let it stay where it lays. If it's within somebody else's power to fix whatever it is that was going on, the relationship, the situation, whatever it is, if it's within their power and they're motivated to do that, then hopefully they'll do it and they'll catch up with you. But you got to drop it and walk away and keep going on your journey. If they fix it for themselves and they catch up with you, great. If the situation corrects itself and it's still of value later on down the road, great. But if not, no, ma'am. Thank you. But at some point, you have to release the struggle. And when you do release whatever you're struggling with and accept, hello, no, ma'am, you need to release. Jemima Josephine, I'm going to close that door. When you release the struggle, that's because you've accepted. That you can't do your share and somebody else's share too. Right? When you release it and accept that it is what it is, okay? I'm gonna say, for example, a lot of people are having a lot of angst over Trump being the president again, right? There's so much angst and so much anger and so much projection. He's going to do this. He's going to do that. This is going to happen, and this is going to, and we're going to end up in a war, and we're going to this and that. So, and just anger. And if you look on social media, it's there all the time. And I'm just like, let it go. Let it go. Look, I don't like the dude either. But guess what? I did my part. I voted. It's over. It is what it is. What are you still struggling with? All this noise and all this passion and all this excitement, that would have better served you before the election by getting these fears, banding together, trying to maybe sway the votes, maybe trying to educate people. It's over now. Let it go. Accept it. You are struggling with something you cannot change. Right? That's an example. But I'm telling you, for the next 4 years, if he makes it that long, because he's a hot mess, he could screw up and he could get ousted out of there, But again, that's going to be all on him. No matter how much I don't like him or how much I'm not happy that he's in office, I can't, wish it that he gets ousted out of office. That's on him. I couldn't wish it that the candidate I voted for got into office just by wishing it or losing sleep over it. That was a joint effort, right? Because the whole country got to vote if you were registered. So this is what I'm saying about some people that latch on to a struggle that you are just spinning your wheel. You are just giving away your energy and your peace. You're just giving it away. You are letting something rent so much of your headspace that I don't know. Like, I look at some people that do this and I think, where is your peace of mind? You don't even have any room left in there because you're letting something rent all your headspace that you don't have any control over. You've got to release it because it's done. It's done. You are just dragging the color red around with you, angry that it's not blue. I don't have that kind of energy to expend. I don't want to carry that negativity around with me. So that's an example. That's an extreme example of, a struggle that you absolutely can't control. It's done. But people do it. And so when you accept, and sometimes we have to accept things that we don't like, that we're not happy about. Trump, don't like it, not happy about it. But I'm going to accept it so it doesn't eat me up alive and make me a bitter hag for the next 4 years. Because I don't have any choice but to accept it. Done. It's done. It's like if you make dinner and you burn it, it's done. Accept it. Do what you can do with it. Scrape the burnt stuff off, or order a pizza, or make something else. But it's done. So, the acceptance for me. And like I said, I watch my friends struggle with the election, and I'm just like, release it, man, and you will find some peace. And stop projecting negativity. Stop saying, well, oh, now this is going to happen, and now that's going to happen, now this is going to happen, now that's going to happen. You don't know. Not only are you not accepting what's reality, you're creating. Is there something else you could use your imagination for? I mean, you're creating more misery for yourself. You don't even know what's going to happen. Just accept when the struggle or the fight is over. Move on to the next. I'm telling you, you're going to feel better for it. I'm telling you. People don't listen to that. They like to lock on, and they don't like to let go. Sometimes you gotta let it go. And I'm telling you, you're gonna feel better. You want to declutter your garage? Great, declutter the garage. You want to declutter the closet? Great, declutter the closet. Declutter your mind. Declutter your spirit. You think cleaning out the fridge and cleaning out the garage feels great? But wait until you just declutter your soul, man. Declutter it. And that begins with letting go of struggles, of fights and arguments where you're the only person still in it. Let go. You're going to feel free, freedom. You are going to feel it. I promise you. Listen, I get it. It's easier said than done. And nobody did it worse than me, especially when I was younger. Now that I'm older, I don't want all that stress and that strife in my life. And I also find when I'm not distracted by things I'm struggling with that are really just in my mind because it's not an option to fix it, or it's I've done everything I can do on my end and it's somebody else's, you know, like passing the baton. Okay, I've done my part. Now you've got to, you know, you have to take it to the next step. When I do that, things are clearer for me so that when there is a real issue that comes up, I'm really clear about how it needs to be handled. Like when I'm not struggling over something that happened in a relationship or situation 20 years ago, 10 years ago, 2 years ago, I'm much more capable of dealing with a situation or relationship issue right now. I'm really clear on it. And I can take care of it without a whole lot of baggage and a whole lot of other commentary and feelings that have nothing to do with the current situation. I'm telling you, declutter, accept, release the struggle, and free yourself. You will feel better. All right, let's get to this. I can't believe we're already coming up on an hour. Let's get to our readings. Last week we read up to the 21st. So today we will start with the 22nd of January. Happiness isn't out there. Happiness isn't found out on a beach somewhere basking in the hot sun. It isn't found in a cocktail glass or in approval from others. It's not something you need to chase or find. Instead, you can create it right here, where you are now, with the choices you make each day. Choose to take good care of yourself, do what brings you joy, live a life you believe in, spend time in the company of those who uplift you, be kind. Happiness is the side effect of all those experiences. It is not a thing you find out there. That really goes back to the Acre of Diamonds in our reading earlier, right? January 23rd, words to live by. Be kind often. Life isn't always easy, and you have no idea what other folks are experiencing. Your truth is yours. Leave space for someone else's too. Trust in people. Believe in what you can't see. Know that the world is an inherently beautiful place. Believe that you are exactly as you are supposed to be. Trust your journey. Be a force of good shit. And for the love of all things holy, be kind. January 24th. How you perceive the world is how you will live. You can choose to focus on each awful, imperfect experience. You can assume the worst possible outcome and expect people to fail you. Or you can allow yourself to be in awe of what is right, beautiful, sacred, and profound. You can choose to focus on what makes you feel aligned with the extraordinary life you hope for. You can expect people to surprise and delight you in the best possible ways. What you focus on will become your truth. Choose wisely. It is almost unnerving how some of these that I have not read before today are tying in to everything we've been talking about. It's really uncanny to me. January 25th, true empathy. Be wide open to the plight of others, unlike yourself. By feeling the range of the ups and downs of humanity, you crack open your spirit to allow in empathy, but not the kind of empathy that breaks you apart in so many places that you can't get up. That's not empathy, but sympathy, pity, shame, or fear masquerading as empathy. True empathy allows you to envelop yourself in the truth of others in a way that makes the world a kinder, gentler place. In this kind of empathy, you find the truest form of God. No, ma'am. You're just barking to bark. January 26th, karma. How people treat you is their karma. How you react is yours. That's by Wayne W. Dyer. January 27th, a life of your own choosing. What would you do differently if the opinions of others didn't matter? Write a list. Prioritize the items in order of what you are most excited about. Start doing all the things on your list. Then consciously enjoy living a life of your own choosing. On January 28th is our last reading for today. Live life with abandon. This one life is all you've got. So above all else, live it with unbridled abandon and open-hearted curiosity. Be brave. Allow creativity to be your guide. Live as if no one else were watching. Dance, play, sing out loud. Make the kind of magic that dreams are built of. That is it. We are at an hour. I hope you enjoyed today. I hope you found some inspiration. If you're keeping a gratitude journal, I hope you found some more things to be grateful for. I hope that in your spring cleaning, if that's what you do as you declutter your closets, I hope you declutter your mind and your spirit and your soul, and you fuel your own happiness, and you let go of battles that are already over, and you let go of struggles that aren't serving you. That's what I wish for you as you go. The battery saver's been on, so it's going to. I'm so scared this laptop's going to shut down any moment. Anyway, I hope you go and have the best day ever, the best week ever. Thank you all for being here, Natalie and Sharon and Mary Lou and Trisha, and anybody else that hasn't participated in the chat or watches this later. And I will be loading some new positive affirmations for next month. I'll be loading that probably this weekend. So I don't know, maybe later on today. We'll just see. So thank you for coming. I'm not even going to put up our little lady, but you all know how I end it. I don't even want to mess around because I'm scared this thing's going to shut down because the battery's almost gone. But never let anyone dull your sparkle. And listen, be kind to yourself first. All right? And I will see you guys next Tuesday. Bye-bye. Thank you all. Thank you all for spending this time with me.